Hi, guys. We are live here. We're talking about the conscious human being. And we're kind of like returning to that time where we were, born, and we had this consciousness, the essence of us just looking out, perceiving the world, not being ourselves yet. We're just kind of like perceiving and enjoying being kind of like in that space between I and them, I and me, I and you. That is the space where we are like at peace. So we had that space growing up, but pretty quickly in that sensitive space, we become aware that with our parents and friends and around us, we experience actually from that space, you sense emotions, you sense expectation, thoughts, and you see how people behave. So you experience the expectations of others. They put expectation into your space, and that space becomes roles of being a child to your parents, being a girl, being a boy, being cute, being ugly, being strong, being weak, being smart, being stupid, all these different expectations. Expectations are like the thoughts, belief systems that we create. There are different roles. And then from those roles, when people step into those roles, they become emotions. You go from the mind, an expectation, a thought, and then you create a body of emotion, a feeling. And that is where mind and body connects. People step into being pretty or ugly or being a woman or child, and it creates these different thoughts, these different emotions, the different feelings. So we're already kind of so sensitive. So when we have this conscious space, we're actually feeling that expectation. We feel their emotional space, how secure they are in that space of being that idea of being a woman, or being a man, being a child, all these different roles. So we get all these roles kind of landed upon us. But that is also what we are here to do. As we are from a conscious space, we want to become a conscious human being, which is a human that is like engaging in that feeling space, to claim existence, to claim the space of being, of being around, being present. And then we take these different roles. I'm a girl, I'm a boy, I'm pretty, I'm a child, I'm a grown up. All these roles we kind of have to experience. And they have a positive side when you experience how to be a girl or a boy or a child or an adult or a mother or a student or a teacher. But then you also, when you are kind of oblivious to these roles, then you also become aware that they have some power to them, that people use these roles as a leverage, as a power. That's a dark side. That's when they kind of manipulate you, because you kind of are unconscious in that space. It's kind of like being a child when people feel like you're naive because you don't totally understand how the game is played. So there's a game to life. There's a game to being human. And that game has a side where people actually play on those strings. Even if you don't have claimed that space, that makes you kind of weaker in that space, because you are kind of wanting to, that is part of claiming your space. So if you're not using all your pieces on the chessboard, then somebody else will misuse them or use them instead of you. So that is the other side of the roles. Like, we are kind of here to experience these roles. So we will see our parents have played out these roles in different ways, and we will kind of mimic them a little bit from mom, mimic from dad, a little bit from brother, sister, all these things. But then, so we have then the potential to release the expectation, the negative, the positive of it, and return to that conscious space of human being, conscious human being. So we start from being a conscious space to a conscious human being, where we kind of become aware of these different roles of consciousness, of human beingness. So that is our potential to step into these roles, and thus we can return to the simplicity of beingness, of consciousness, where we are at peace with ourselves, enjoying all the roles, but we don't have to engage with the roles more than is necessary, so we can stay relaxed and let the drama and the tension and the stress outside not necessarily penetrate you, and you remain in the listening of yourself, of your consciousness, which is silent. It is whispering, and it is always communicating. That is what consciousness is. So when you are conscious, then you will be able to perceive this. But then you need to release these roles that you kind of get dumped upon by society, because they become a lot of noise. When the energy increases, they become a lot of noise that prevents you from listening. So returning to yourself, you return to that quiet, observing space, which I call the conscious human being. So that was my little speech today. And if you want to donate, go to my website, Venmo, Vips, or whatever you want to do, or I will talk to you again next time, and we will go deeper into this space together. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.